Good afternoon. We're breaking in as a result of yet another intermediate advisory for the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Depression 2, still not classified as a tropical storm because the winds are sustained at 35 miles an hour. The gusts are still towards 45 miles an hour, and it really has not picked up its speed at all. It's still only moving at 3 miles an hour. The only difference is, once again, it's 110 miles south of Panama City Beach. So we continue to see it jogging a little bit south and then back north and then south again and further north again. It's not moving east to west very much, and it's not super organized either. The cone has really not shifted, neither has the track. We're still seeing it coming inland at some point on Wednesday, likely Wednesday morning into the afternoon just south of Homa. So we'll be watching for that as we continue into the next 24 hours. And it is forecast to strengthen and eventually become Bertha with this eventual westward shift in the warmer Gulf waters. But it just hasn't quite moved west yet. Instead, it's been oscillating north and south. So we'll be watching the center of the storm as we continue into the next 24 hours for that eventual western jog to see how it encounters this environment. There is a lot of dry air and wind shear in the upper levels to tear it apart a little bit. So maybe you think about it as a candle that burns itself out. It does look consistently like the models are showing and trending towards a weaker system a little bit further west towards Louisiana. So you'll notice the live radar picture at the moment showing some bands moving in along the Florida Panhandle and the western coastline of Florida, but we really haven't had a lot of flash flood problems in Florida so far this morning. And that storm has just been parked offshore. So the tropical alerts in effect right now are a tropical storm warning just south of Port St. Joe and tropical storm watches that extend from Port St. Joe on the eastern side all the way beyond Biloxi and down through New Orleans to Grand Isle. That means there could be tropical storm conditions within the next 24 to 48 hours, which is exactly what we're expecting at the same time on Wednesday. A storm surge watch is also issued along the Mobile coastline all the way through Biloxi, past Slidell, and into New Orleans beyond Grand Isle. So any of our coastal areas should be on alert for this system to potentially bring surge amounts anywhere from 1 to 4 feet. Again, you'll notice the track staying just south of Homa. So you're thinking about the track designating the center of the storm, but most of the worst weather south of the center and on its eastern side, which means a lot of spots inland and to the north of the track will not see a whole lot of impacts from this system given its current forecast. The wind gust will probably be between the teens, 20s, and 30 mile per hour range. So we're going to be watching that as we get into tomorrow. Note, tomorrow afternoon we'll have a little bit of a breeze out there. And then as we get into early Wednesday morning, our winds will pick up slightly higher. In the teens down to Port Fourchon, you're going to see more like the 35 to maybe 40 mile per hour range. But in the city, 25 miles an hour or so, and then off towards Gulfport and Mobile, closer to the teens again. So that'll just depend on where the center of the storm sets up. But you notice it loses its shape a little bit as it continues into Wednesday afternoon. And look at it on precision cast. So not super organized or maintaining any real western component of structure. It looks like the system sort of fizzles out a little bit as we get towards the overnight hours on Tuesday, with most of the heaviest rain south of southeast Louisiana and even the southernmost tip of the boot. Here's Wednesday night. At that point, it's on our western side, and we're not really going to see a lot of problematic activity like we did with Arthur in terms of severe weather or tornadic spin-up weak tornadoes. So our primary problems will be the concern for some flooding from the coast with surge amounts a little bit higher than usual into the lakes, and then also maybe some of those outer bands dumping a lot of rain in a short amount of time and causing some street flooding. We'll have a slight risk for that a little bit closer to the coastline, including Terrebonne, Lafourche, parts of Lower Jefferson, Plaquemines, and St. Bernard, and then we'll have that marginal risk level 1 out of 4 in New Orleans proper up to Slidell, west of Baton Rouge, and east just south of the shoreline in Biloxi. So our 5-day rainfall totals are not super impressive. You'll notice the heaviest amounts closer to the coastline, but inland in the metro, we may not even quite see 2 inches of rain. Off towards the west on the North Shore, maybe an inch to half an inch or 1/4 of an inch. So altogether, this should not be a huge problem for us in terms of rainfall amounts period, much less our infrastructure working. But at the moment, for your Monday, it's going to be extremely hot and humid. So we do have a little bit of time if you want to maybe clear out the drains or secure any loose items that could fly away as debris in winds that pick up towards 25 or 30 miles an hour. Our heat advisories, they're going to remain in effect until 6 p.m. tonight because once again, it'll feel like 108 to 112 out there, which we dealt with over the weekend. So temperatures at the moment in the 90s, anywhere from those low to mid 90s on the north and south shore. Our forecast for the afternoon in the triple digits, and we'll continue with that as we head into tomorrow, more than likely also. Again, our weather impact alert day because of the tropics. On Wednesday, we'll be watching for the possibility of Tropical Storm Bertha with those 39-mile-per-hour sustained winds as we head into the next 24 hours. So, Chris will have your next update and advisory at 4 o'clock on air and online.